What's going on, everybody? A happy Monday to you. Thanks for starting your week off with us.
Yeah.
Mr. Ryan Half.
Hello.
Mr. Hunter McCullough. And Ryan, late last week, I was, as I typically do, going to the KQDS morning show. Got Jason, Scott, and Bruce. And for some reason, we just started joking about blindfold ideas.
Yeah.
And I just want to run one by you to see if you would be down for this one. So picture this. So this is Scott Savage's idea from the KQ morning show. So we blindfold you, of course. We lead you into this room. We make you put on this thing. You're sitting on this table. We take off the blindfold, and we're going to do a colonoscopy today. What do you think about that, Ryan? Would you ever do that for a blindfold?
I think I don't know. I guess. I mean, it's important to do, you know. I don't know if I want all of that videotaped for, you know.
We can be selective with what we show,
I think
of
it
course.
can be very selective.
Yes.
But it's important. Obviously, if you're out there, if you haven't gotten one yet, you know, in your 40s, 50s, 60s, definitely important to get that. So,
especially if you have a history of prostate cancer, anything like that. So
no, it's definitely important. So
yeah,
I think I would be willing to, you know, do it for the sole purpose of promoting the fact that other people should get it too.
Sure.
But yes, very selective in that video, you know, taking.
Yes, we got to really be careful with what we show and what is filmed. Honestly, we don't want any of that on film and stored away somewhere for a later purpose. But you know, I just want to make sure you're willing because that might be a future blindfold someday.
Okay. Yes,
we'll
I think I'd be somewhat ready. I'd be somewhat ready to go, and I'm sure you know, maybe if the medical procedures are covered by the station, then we'll talk about it.
That's the other thing. A free colonoscopy? Let's go. Come on.
Don't get that every day.
No, you don't.
Yep, and they're videotaped every day for that either. So let's start the video on another note. Let's get to this video. A kind and brave police officer in a Denver suburb got uncomfortably close to a skunk with its head stuck in a paper takeout cup in order to help that critter. Take a sound here quick.
You're free! Goodbye!
Body cam footage from the Parker Police Department showing the officer first attempting to remove the trash from the skunk's head using a long tool, however, then electing to use their hands after that had failed. So once freed, the skunk then bounded off into the darkness happily without spraying the officer as well.
Have you ever been sprayed by a skunk?
I have not, but I've actually been kind of concerned about that lately. Like Mary and I sometimes take walks, and you know, there's a lot, Duluth, especially in the hillside, kind of where we live, a lot of the houses, the bushes or the trees kind of like protrude out into the sidewalk. So I'm always kind of concerned that something might hop out of those bushes. Like we'll see rabbits all the time, but you know, skunk might be on the horizon.
Could easily do that. It's funny as you get older too, like you start to worry about things that you never worried about as a kid.
No.
Just running through the woods looking for whatever, snakes, anything, whatever. But yeah, now as you get older, it's like, oh, could be skunks in those woods, you know? Look out for that. That's not a good thing.
Meanwhile, our 4-year-old nephew Sebi was staying at our place the other night, and dude's just jumping off the couch onto the air mattress, throwing his head into the couch, and they're just indestructible.
Not a care in the world.
Not a care in the world.
No.
I have every single care now.
Yes, amen to that.
Especially being videotaped during a certain medical procedure.
You got to be careful with that too. You know, you might be owed compensation if that happens. But anyway, coming up on today's show, is AI hurting our creativity? Also, Americans are heading to the courthouse for weddings, and we're going to show you a one-of-a-kind parking competition later here on Northern Life. Are you good at parking there, Ryan Half?
I think I try to pride myself on parallel parking.
Yes.
My dad always says my older sister Kelly is incredibly good at parallel parking. She lived in Boston, which you know is kind of known for having to fit into some tight spots. But you know, here in Duluth too, you gotta be pretty good at it.
There's plenty of areas where you have to parallel park for sure around this area. So yeah, I like to pride myself a little bit too. You know, a little bit. We might have to do a competition maybe someday. Who can parallel park a little bit better?
Fun. Backwards 90.
Backwards 90. That was always a tough one too.
Yeah, that's a big one for the big pickup trucks on Sunday church.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh my gosh.
Back in 90. Yeah. Well, this next story goes out to all my snoring folks out there. Over a fifth of Americans have broken up with a partner due to their annoying sleep habits. According to a survey by Avocado Green Mattress, snoring, a common theme mentioned in 62% of those responses, including one who said their ex, quote, snored like a chainsaw and that they, quote, couldn't take it anymore. Other grievances included one respondent who shared their previous partner watched war shows all night, while another also said they were eating potato chips in bed, which ended up being the final straw.
Yeah, you probably should talk a little bit more with your partner about what's going on when it comes to that. I know you've been very open about your CPAP machine and everything like that.
Soon to be colonoscopy.
Soon to be colonoscopy. Look out, everybody. But was Mary like pretty, was she not getting much sleep or anything like that?
Yeah, no, so she probably wouldn't be able to sleep very well. The problem is I sleep so well. I'm able to fall asleep super quickly, and but she, informed me that, hey, I'm just actually legitimately worried about your health.
Yes.
You are stopping breathing, 30 plus times every hour, so. I had to make sure that I took care of myself too, but also in part then it obviously helps Mary's sleeping habits.
Exactly. I'm sure she's sleeping a lot more sound too with all this going on.
Yeah. So hey Hunter, how about this? Do you believe in human-robot love.
Like a human and a robot getting together?
Kinda. Yeah.
I'm going to say no on this one. I don't think so anyway.
1 in 10 Americans admit they have had a flirty and a romantic conversation with an AI chatbot. Another survey by Taka Research found 11% of those polled admitted to getting hot and heavy with AI chatbots like Claude, ChatGPT, and Google Gemini. The survey found that younger Americans are far and away more likely to get steamy with artificial intelligence compared to older Americans.
If I was like in high school with my buddies, I would probably do it just
Whoa,
to see.
whoa,
No,
whoa.
I mean,
Okay.
where's this going, Hunter? No, I would probably just do it just to see how far like I could get, and we'd laugh at the whole thing. But like alone in a place, and you're on your computer.
Let's not gloss over what you just said.
Let's re-examine. Sure. Yep. Okay.
You and your buddies.
Yep.
Okay.
We're together. You know.
Actually, never mind. I don't want to go.
Let's not go back. Let's not go back.
down there.
I'm just saying it'd be a fun joke to do while you're with your buddies and like try to see how far you can get in the AI system with the relationship.
I don't know about that one.
No, not
I don't know about that one. I think like it just shows that like we should continue to connect as humans, and it's easier to connect with a chatbot
Yes.
who obviously is going to do whatever you want.
It just illustrates the loneliness thing and all that
Yeah,
fun stuff.
yeah,
So
so-
yeah, reach out to people, folks.
Hey,
you know?
reach out to us on the text line.
Sure.
Yeah, I will provide you with some nice words. Maybe
Yes.
not any steamy conversations,
no.
but we'll say hi. With temperatures in Japan surging past 100 degrees, check this out. A local company has created a human-sized fridge to help people beat the heat outdoors. That is also to help some outdoor workers there as well. Apparently, Japan going through a brutal summer, so this is going to help construction workers and event staff. It is also part of Japan's ongoing efforts to reduce heat stroke deaths.
I love the idea. I wish that could follow us around everywhere we go. Go
Yeah.
sit in the refrigerator whenever you get hot.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yep.
Well, hey, coming up after the break, is AI obliterating our creativity? We'll see you next. Welcome back, everybody. During the break, we're continuing our AI chatbot conversation. We were joking, bringing a whole new meaning to internet connection.
That's
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
Hey, we're
Yeah.
connecting all right. That's for sure. There's not a lot to do in Two Harbors, so that could be something to do. A little
The
pastime.
tools are in front of you.
Yes.
You know?
Give it a shot.
Be safe out
Or
there.
not.
Don't. Smartphone distraction is a problem many of us face, and for parents out there, it can have a big impact on actually their relationship with their teenagers. A recent study found the more moms and dads stare at their phones, the less emotionally connected their teens feel to them, with greater levels of avoidance and anxiousness. Even quick but repeated glances at the phone cause negative effects. Licensed clinical psychologist Dr. Cheryl Ziegler says parents should set rules for the entire family, including screen times and no phones at the dinner table, and explain when you absolutely need to use your phone when a child is asking for attention. Also, try to keep phones out of the bedroom.
That is so true. I'm so glad that I didn't really grow up. We were just behind it,
Yeah.
I would say, with the whole smartphone trend and everything. My parents didn't let me have a phone until I was about 13 or
Okay,
so.
yeah.
And then I didn't get my first smartphone until I was probably 16 or 17. But even then, it's like you're still too young to be able to comprehend everything that you're doing
Yeah.
and the consequences of what you could be doing, You got to be really careful with that stuff.
It's got to be hard out there too. Like that was the whole point of Toy Story 5 was the main girl was having trouble making friends because she didn't have technology like all the
Yes.
other kids did, and that's how they were connecting. So it is hard. And then we grew up too during like the start of when Facebook was really taking
Yes.
off too, and so like trying to make friends there, and then you go to school and like those relationships are different. It's hard.
Very tough
Yeah.
on those kids out there today. So yeah, give them a little grace, but also lay down the law when you
Yeah,
have to.
give them a hug.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Amen to that. AI can write our emails, plan our trips, and even finish our sentences or date people perhaps. But is it taking over the way we think?
It's also helping the folks up in the Two
Harbors.
Harbors friend group. Ivan Rodriguez shows us what relying on AI may be doing to our brains.
It's called cognitive offloading, the idea that the more people rely on technology to think for us, the less we exercise our own mental muscles. Adam Green with Georgetown University says the rise of AI isn't the first time humans have dealt with this. It goes back to the internet era in general.
We can look to the history of how humans adopt new technologies. When there's something that comes out that makes it so we don't have to think as much, in general, we don't think as much. And I think GPS is a good example of that.
Now, scientists say AI may be doing something similar to critical thinking. A 2025 study in the journal Societies surveyed and interviewed 666 people and found frequent AI use correlates with weaker critical thinking abilities, especially in younger users who also showed higher dependence.
Neuroscience evidence has shown for many, many years that the most vulnerable brains are the young brains because your brain is still forming.
So what's the middle ground? Green says you don't have to completely ditch AI tools, but it is important to use your brain to operate in the creative space and maybe just let AI do some of the grunt work.
It's a slippery slope, and you have to be careful because Claude is right there ready to come up with ideas, and nobody loves the agony of the blank page. And so, AI is ready to save you. We need to recognize the value of that agony for developing our creativity and retaining our creative ability.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
We were just talking about it too, even like with maps in our car now. It's like you don't have to remember, folks back in the day, my parents included, it's like they're so good at remembering what the road name is, the landmark to turn at.
Yep.
Now you don't really need to do that at all.
It's a skill you don't need at all. He literally said it's a slippery slope, so just be careful with what you're doing when it comes to AI and everything like that.
Wear some rain boots, it gets slippery.
Yes, amen to that. Listen, the price of a traditional wedding is pushing more couples to think smaller, right?
Yeah, courthouses across the country seeing a surge in ceremonies as budget-conscious newlyweds skip the big venue. Here's Elise Martinez.
By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride.
Love is in the air at the historic Santa Barbara County Courthouse in California, as more couples seem to be choosing to say a simple I do at municipal buildings and I don't to expensive venues.
We saved money this way, and I think venues too is really stressful to book and things like that. So for us, it was easier just to get the license and then come here and do it this way.
And it's not just Santa Barbara. Couples are lining up to get married at the Beverly Hills Courthouse and then walk to City Hall for photos. And for many, the price is right for the standard civil ceremony.
A license and ceremony is $204, so it's very affordable. We haven't raised prices in many years.
Melinda Green is the chief deputy clerk recorder.
We offer appointments for small weddings for less than 15 people, and we give appointments online. Those are released about 3 months in advance. They book up quickly.
Courthouse weddings saw a spike during COVID out of necessity, but now becoming a coveted spot for brides and grooms. Santa Barbara County even fast-tracking civil ceremonies to meet the demand.
We also offer express weddings. We perform the ceremony at the counter.
For Sky and Jeremiah, the steps outside of the courthouse were good enough to commit to one another forever.
We just wanted an intimate ceremony with just our closest family and friends, so we thought that this is the most beautiful, perfect place to do that.
In Santa Barbara, California, Elise Martinez, CBS News.
Welcome back, everybody. Got to tell you, courthouse wedding, might be a lot nicer when the courthouse kind of looks like that.
Yeah, whose courthouse looks like that?
Yeah,
That was the most
jeez.
beautiful building I've ever seen in my life. I think me and Kayla, we're going to go to Vegas and Elvis is going to marry us.
Nice.
I think that's the goal.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Wouldn't that be
fun.
great?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't bring the, do not bring in the friend group with the chat GPT.
Probably not,
Okay.
I'll leave the creepy friends
Leave
at home.
them at home. That's understandable. According to a new study, Waymo's driverless cars are involved in far fewer crashes compared to human drivers. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety released their new findings, and the study broke down crash rates in 4 cities from 2021 to 2024. Now, researchers found Waymos were involved in 68% fewer crashes than human drivers, and the crash rates were 76% lower in Phoenix, 71% lower in LA, and then 35% lower in San Francisco.
What's your opinion on that, Ryan?
It makes sense. Waymo not looking at their phone while driving,
Yeah.
Waymo not shaving while driving,
Yes.
Waymo not reaching for a crisp Diet Coke while driving, so I don't know.
Eating a Big Mac, whatever it is going on.
Makes
yeah.
sense.
I'll tell you what, the amount of people when you're at a stoplight or whatever that don't go when it's supposed to go because they're looking down and they're on their phone or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, focus on driving.
I suppose Waymos too, they don't get tired, don't have
Yes.
to worry about their eyes or falling asleep, so they probably do have to worry about their battery being pulled. But
That's true. Yeah, what happened to that happen?
That's a different concern.
That's a different concern.
Yeah. Well, hey, knowing how to parallel park is one thing. Being skillful at it, certainly another.
Yeah, that's true. Drivers in the state of Virginia put their street parking skills to the test recently during the first ever Richmond Parallel Parking Challenge.
All right, everybody give a hand to Raphael.
Climate is fair, traction conditions are peak. It's looking like a good little race day out here.
We are at the Richmond Parallel Parking challenge.
All about the preparation in this sport.
I'm just gonna throw some tape over your backup camera.
Richmond might be the parallel parking capital of the world after this.
The crowd's locked in. Look at them. They could get struck by lightning. They won't even know right now.
Here comes Herbie.
Feeling really good about parallel parking today. I was raised in the city.
So I was born in a parallel parking crib, you know what I'm saying? I came out the womb and backed it in.
For a seasoned parallel parker, it's probably pretty easy.
I have a parallel parking album on my phone of all the good jobs I do so I can send it to my friends.
I would say I'm destined for this, I think.
Everywhere we go parallel. I think in parallel. I live in parallel. My breaths are in between the lines.
Yeah, that's a good mindset to have, you know?
Oh, coming in hot.
I do hope that people will see what we're doing and maybe just kind of take note going forward. I think I want to try and be a little better at this. You better learn how to parallel park, you son of a...
Ding, that's a ding.
I heard the record's 8 and change.
I think the record is 8, yeah.
8 seconds was the fastest parallel park, which is like incredibly fast.
All right, let's go.
The best part was the applause. I was like, they should applaud me every time I do this well.
I'm more impressed than I thought I was going to be.
I want some bad parallel parkers to come up in here. I was waiting for these Fords to get hit by some cars, but everyone did a great job.
We see how cool it is, how many people were interested and engaged with it.
It's just gonna be another memory for the summer.
We're really interested in seeing if we can do this again.
Thank you. Great first show, you guys.
I mean, it'd be a lot of fun.
It would be.
Yeah.
I think we both would do pretty well in the
Wow, a
competition.
lot of passionate folks out there, too, when it comes to parallel parking.
The vibe is high at the
Yeah.
old parallel parking competition. But it's just like we talked about with the AI and everything, with the cars that now can do it
I
themselves.
forgot about that.
Another skill people are starting to
Yeah.
lose probably.
I remember trying to learn how to parallel park. You get to the side of the car, you got that back right mirror,
Yep.
you aim it up, you turn it, and then when you reach the back of the car with the front of your car, you
Yep.
straighten it, and then you glide it in.
It's easy peasy.
Yeah, that's how I remember.
Yep,
it.
amen.
Yeah.
So
Well, hey,
much fun.
coming up after the break, Hunter and I are going to be hanging out in the corn in the great community of Mason, Wisconsin. We'll talk about that brand new blindfold after the break.
Welcome back, folks. Super excited for this one. We see you again
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow. There's a concert in the Corn next month that's sure to rock Mason, Wisconsin, as we're going to head out to the venue for this week's Blindfold, playing games and hearing more about the high-profile country artists who are playing in August. You might not think Mason, Wisconsin, wow, these really high-profile artists are coming in, but there's some big names that are going to be coming into this this year's concert in the Corn.
I remember going to see Chris Young here in Duluth. That was back in like 2016. Fantastic country artist, Brantley Gilbert, and a personal fave too, Scotty McCreery going to be showing
Super
up.
cool. I remember watching him on American Idol. That was so much fun.
And
Definitely.
then you'll have to sit through the Northwoods band too. but
We're somewhere interspersed in there, so
you could do that.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Good luck. Before we go, most people don't pick up a welding torch until at least high school, if they do at all. But you got no excuse now. This creative kiddo in West Virginia getting an early start. 11-year-old Taden Franklin on track to possibly become the youngest certified welder in the country when he completes his program this summer. From scuba diving and aviation to stop motion and 3D printing, his family says every new skill opens just another door, and welding just happens to be a career that needs recruits.
Good for that kid. I'll tell you what, he's going to make bank someday in the very near future.
I guess I don't know how young can a union hire a kid?
Right? There's got to be rules in it somewhere. I don't know what it is.
Probably not 12.
No, probably not. Hey, thank you for joining us. We love you so much.
We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great Monday.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.